Pithoragarh was a small village, just 5 grand houses towering over humble peasants' homes, all bound by the grace of one man, the landlord. His name was revered, his doors open to all commuters, merchant, wanderers. They all sought his dalan, the guest quarters, where hospitality flowed like a river. Every visitor was greeted with a feast, a bed, and a promise of safety. His fame grew, and with it, the trust of those who passed through. One moonless night, a young merchant arrived, his eyes heavy with the weight of his journey. He carried 7 pots brimming with gold coins, the fruit of years toiling in foreign lands. Seeking shelter, he came to the landlord's door, as so many had before. The village welcomed him first to the temple, where Chaita song echoed, then to the dalan. A lavish meal was served, the bed soft and inviting. The merchant, lulled by the landlord's charm, entrusted his precious gold to his host for safekeeping. He went to sleep, his heart light with trust. But the dawn broke without the merchant. His bed lay empty, his pots of gold vanished. Whispers spread like wildfire. Where was the young man? Had he left in the night? Had bandits struck? The landlord, solemn and composed, claimed ignorance. The village mourned briefly, then moved on. Strangely, the merchant never reached his home. His family waited, but he was gone, swallowed by the shadows of Pithoragarh. The landlord's wealth, however, seemed to grow, and no one dared to ask why. Years passed, and the landlord's life took a joyous turn. After 4 daughters and a countless prayer, a son was born, a miracle, they said. The village rejoiced, showering the boy with love, for he was the heir to the landlord's legacy. Named Arjun, he was the apple of his father's eye, a beacon of hope after years of longing. The family's joy was boundless, their home filled with laughter. But in the quiet moments, the landlord's eyes would linger on his son as if searching for something or someone. Arjun grew into a brilliant young man, his mind sharp as blade. He excelled in his studies, his future bright with promise. Yet he clashed with his father at every turn. Job offers poured in from the distant cities, lucrative positions that could have been secured his family legacy, but Arjun refused them all, returning home with excuses. His eyes alight with ambition that never aligned with his father's dream. The landlord, once proud, felt a gnawing unease. Was his son a blessing or something else entirely? One night, Arjun declared his grand plan to build an empire on his own. He demanded a fortune from his father's coffer to start an industry. The landlord, desperate to see his son succeed, handed over the gold. But the venture failed. Undeterred, Arjun returned, asking for more. New schemes, new dreams, each bolder than the last. Year after year, the family's wealth dwindled. Lands were sold, treasures found, the once mighty estate crumbling under Arjun's reckless ambition. The village watched in silence, their whispers growing darker. The landlord, aged in sorrow, his heart heavy with regret. His son, the light of his life, had become his ruin. Every venture failed, every coin lost. The grand house, once a symbol of prosperity, stood hollow, its walls echoing into the ghosts of wealth. The landlord began to wonder, was this his punishment? Late at night, he would sit alone, staring at the empty dalan, haunted by a memory, a young merchant, trusting and naive, who had vanished under his roof. The landlord's heart grew heavier with each loss, each failure. Arjun, oblivious or defiant, continued to drain the family's fortune, his ventures collapsing like houses of straw. One stormy night, as thunder shook the hills, the landlord saw it, a fleeting glimpses in his son's eyes, a flicker of something familiar, the merchant, the young man whose gold he had taken, whose life he had stolen in a moment of greed. The realization struck like lightning. Arjun was no ordinary son. He was karma incarnate, returned to strip the landlord of everything he held dear. The landlord fell to his knees, cursing his fate, his past, his greed. The merchant's gold had brought him a son, but at what cost? His prosperity, his legacy, his peace all crumbled under Arjun's relentless hand. The village, once vibrant, now whispered of a cursed family, a man undone by his own deeds. The dalan stood empty, the temple songs silent. The landlord lived out his days in shadow, knowing the truth. Karma had returned, not with vengeance, but with justice.